Hello and welcome to the Aerobic Edge podcast. I'm Joost, your coach over at Pace Buddies, and I'm glad you're listening because today we're talking about a system that can improve your running. Maybe you can improve your PBs even by 15 or 20 minutes at your marathon. So let's get into it. What is this system called we're talking about? This system is called the SuperBase. The SuperBase is probably the best kept secret in the running world. Here's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss the endurance spine run, your long runs with tempo. We're going to discuss the midweek tempo sessions that will raise your lactate ceiling. And we're going to discuss, in short, hill blasts. Hill blast will help you become a glute dominant runner instead of a hip flexor dominant runner and make your stride stronger and make your paces feel easier. So let's get into it. Before we talk about the SuperBase, let's answer a very important question. Why should anyone care about building a base? Well, here's the thing most runners don't understand. Your body has a limit, not a mental limit, a physical one. There's only so much you can do. There's only so much speed work you can do, so much marathon pace running, so much intensity for your muscles, tendons and bones. Before they say, it's done, we snap, it's too much. And then we say, we get injured or burn out or overtrained. The base is what pushes that limit. Think of it like this, you have a glass. That glass is your body's capacity to handle every single training. Every workout pours water into the glass. Speed work pours fast, long runs pours steady, easy runs pour slow. But the glass has a fixed size. You pour too much and it overflows. And that's when you get injured or burned out. And building your base makes that glass bigger. It increases your musculoskeletal strength. It builds more capillaries, so your muscles get oxygen faster. It grows your mitochondria, so you have more energy and can handle the speed for longer. It teaches your body to clear lactate more efficiently. All of that means when you finally add speed work, and the real training, your half marathon or marathon specific training, your glass or your base is bigger. You can handle more and you won't break. This is why runners skip the base and hit a plateau. They go straight into the race specific training. They do long runs at their race pace, they do intervals, and for a few weeks it works. But then after a week, 7 or 8, they're exhausted. The muscles start to act up. You get injured or you get over fatigued. Not because the marathon training was wrong, but just because your base or your glass was too small. The SuperBase is what makes your base bigger, your glass bigger. That's the whole point. So let's get into what is the SuperBase. The SuperBase is a 4-month training block. And the only goal is to build durability and your threshold capacity. So as we said, it's not race-specific training. You're not running at your race pace yet. You're not peaking for anything. You're just showing up consistently, doing the work, and trusting that when the time comes to add your race pace, your body will be ready. So for who needs the SuperBase? Well, beginners who never build a real base in the beginning. It's perfect. But also for intermediate runners who are stuck at their marathon PB, or crossover athletes from cycling or triathlons, it's also very important because they may have a big base, but they don't have the muscular strength to handle the running. So honestly, everyone can use the SuperBase to get faster and build an even bigger foundation. Because here's the truth, you can never have a too big of an engine. So let's get into what the SuperBase is. It's a very structured plan. There are 3 key sessions. You have the midweek workout that works at your threshold development. You have an endurance spine run, it's your long run with an added tempo block, and hill blasts. These are hill sprints to make you more of a instead of a hip flexor dominant to a glute dominant runner. That makes your stride more powerful and also works on your strength. Everything else are easy runs, just to build that aerobic engine even bigger. So let's break all of these sessions down. First, we're going to start with a midweek workout. At the midweek workout, we're building your threshold capabilities. And we start in week 1 with a 20-minute warm-up, then 20 minutes at your hour pace, and then a 20-minute cool down. That hour pace is probably your lactate threshold pace. But you have to figure out for yourself what pace it is you can handle for an hour on the day on that session. Then in week 2 we split it up. We do the cool down, then we do 20 minutes at your threshold pace, then 5 minutes easy, and then another 10 minutes at threshold pace. Week 3 we're going to extend it. 20 minutes at threshold pace, 5 minutes easy, then 15 minutes at threshold pace. And now in week 4 we're ready to do 2 times 20 minutes at threshold with a 5-minute recovery in between. So in 4 weeks you've gone from 20 minutes at threshold to 40 minutes of threshold. Now we laid the foundation for more faster speed work, and we're going to enter the V-shaped valley. What is the V-shaped valley? Well, we're going to build your speed, and we're going to make the reps shorter and faster, and will help you maintain that speed for longer. So how does this valley work? Well, we've done 2 times 20 minutes at threshold pace. Let's say it's 6-minute miling, just for easy calculation. Now we start to fragment those sessions. In week 5 we do 20 minutes at 6-minute miling, then 5 minutes easy, then 10 minutes at 5 seconds faster at 5:55 minutes per mile, then 5 minutes easy, then 2 by 5 minutes at 5:50 with a 3-minute jog recovery in between. So we're introducing 5-minute 50 pacing for now, or 10 seconds faster than your threshold pace. The next week we're going to go to 4 by 5 minutes at 5-minute 50 pacing with a 3-minute jog recovery. Then the next week 8 by 5 minutes with a 3-minute jog recovery. Week 8 we're going to speed it up again. It's now 10 by 4 minutes at 15 seconds faster than your threshold pace. So in this instance 5-minute 45. Week 9 10 by 3 minutes at 5:40, so 20 seconds faster. And on week 10, 5 by 2 minutes at 5:35 or 25 seconds faster. And week 11, 20 by 1 minute at 30 seconds faster or 5:30 minute pace with a 1-minute jog recovery. This is the bottom of the valley. If we're going to continue adding faster sessions, you'll get injured. Now by week 11 you're taught your body how to run fast, really fast, but in small doses so you don't break your body. And from week 12 we're going to do exactly the same progression back up. But now you're going to notice that you can handle those speeds and you can hold those speeds for the longer reps. So where you did maybe 5:35 for 2 minutes, you're going to notice by week 14 when you do 10 by 4 minutes, you can handle that speed for 4 minutes instead of 2 minutes. So from week 12 to week 17 we're going back up the valley and we'll go back to 2 times 20 minutes at your threshold pace. But now you notice that your threshold pace isn't 6-minute miling, it's 5:40 or 5:45. You've increased your threshold and your pace at threshold. And you did this without getting injured because you built slowly and respected the progress of your body. Well, that was the midweek session. There's another very important session, your endurance spine run. It's your long run, probably in your weekend. And the long run or the endurance spine run works together with the midweek session, where the midweek session is more based around speed and threshold. Your endurance spine run is slower than your threshold session, and it will raise your lactate ceiling from under it. So let's talk about how the endurance spine run is built. First, the pace. The endurance spine run has a warm-up and a cool down of 30 minutes. But in between those 30 minutes, there's a 40-minute block at pace. But what pace? It's your 90-minute pace. In the beginning, it may take a bit of tweaking what your 90-minute pace is, but it's a pace you can maintain for longer. So it's not your threshold, it's maybe about 20 to 30 seconds per mile slower than that. It should feel comfortably hard, like you could do more. But that's exactly the point. We're not fatiguing your body anymore, we're just teaching it to clear lactate even more efficiently. So how does this progress? Week 1, you do a 30-minute easy warm-up, then 40 minutes at your endurance spine pace, and then 30 minutes cool down. The week after, you do the warm-up, then 50 minutes at your endurance spine pace and your 30-minute cool down. Week 3, after your warm-up, you do a 60 minutes at your tempo pace and a cool down. So we increase from 40 to 50 to 60 minutes. After week 3, we're going to redo the entire cycle, but now 5 seconds per mile faster. And we keep progressing this endurance spine run through the entire SuperBase. So every 3 weeks you do a new cycle with 5 minutes faster pace. And it should feel, comfortably hard. You should think, I could do more. I'm not going really fast, but that's the entire point. We're just teaching the body to clear lactate, and we're teaching the body to hold on to those paces. If you think, I'm dying here, I'm racing those paces, then you're going too fast. Slow down. This isn't a race, it's training. It's going to prepare you for racing, but that's in a later stage. So now we discuss the midweek sessions and the endurance spine runs. The third key session are the hill blasts. Hill blasts are hill repeats. We're going to do a separate podcast entirely dedicated to hill blasts. But in short, hill blasts will make you from a hip flexor dominant runner to a more glute dominant runner. It will make you a more stronger and give you a more stronger stride. After just doing a few weeks of hill blasts, you're going to notice that your paces will feel easier. You're more glute dominant, so your stride is more powerful. So the hill blasts are a really good session to make paces feel easier and make you more efficient. Well, now you have all the key sessions of the SuperBase. The midweek session, the endurance spine run and the hill blasts. How do you fit this into your schedule? Well, here's the thing. This whole system only works if you have real good pacing discipline. And this is where we as runners mostly fail. We like to push hard. We like to make every session count, but then we run too fast. The endurance spine run is going to be too fast, and it's no longer a comfortably hard session, it's going to be a hard session. The midweek sessions, the tempo sessions, we're going to run too fast because we think it might be a 5K session, but it's not. Then we do too much too soon and we'll blow up. This is really working towards our aerobic pace and our threshold sessions. Keep your pacing discipline. Why is this so important? Well, because these key sessions are really important. And if you go too much, too soon or too fast, you'll get fatigued. And going fatigued into these key sessions is a very good way to sabotage your complete training. That's why I have another rule in the SuperBase. It's the 2-day rule. You must have at least 48 hours between your midweek session and your endurance spine run. That's the minimum, no exceptions. It's so important because you have to do all these sessions with fresh legs. Only then you will get the adaptations you are looking for. If you go into a session fatigued, well, you won't get the adaptations, or at least not the maximum. So when you plan your week, have 48 hours between the key sessions and do easy recovery runs in between. The hill blast you can do within an easy session. For example, you can do a 20 or 30 minutes easy, then do your hill blasts and again 20 to 30 minutes of easy running. The hill blasts are a very good tool to get you out of a plateau. And that's it. In the SuperBase we're not chasing mileage. What we do chase is structured and specific work. We're building your aerobic engine. And you will notice that after the SuperBase you can handle better speeds for longer. The SuperBase is probably the most underrated phase in training. Everyone wants to talk about long runs at tempo or 5K sessions or the taper. But the real work, the work that actually drops 10 to 20 minutes of your marathon PB, happens months and months before, when nobody's watching. But building your aerobic base will really improve your running. It will make you a more efficient runner. It makes your stride stronger. It raises your lactate ceiling. It's a very important part of every single training. So maybe it's a little bit more boring because it's more easy work, but your body will thank you for it, and your PBs as well. If you're tired of running the same PBs every year, this is why. If you want to implement this whole system into your training, but you don't want to do it alone, you don't want to guess what your paces are or how the system works, then I'm here to help. You can go to pacebuddies.com and sign up for a coaching. You can sign up for a 30-minute free coaching call. Not a sales pitch, just a conversation. We'll talk about where you are, where you want to go, and whether the SuperBase and more specific race training is something that works for you. And if not, no problem. If you keep listening to this podcast, you'll get all the hints and all the tips you need to keep on running and keep progressing. If you have any questions and you want to discuss on this podcast, send them over at podcast@pacebuddies.com and I'm happy to help. Well, that's it for this podcast this week. I'll see you in the next one.